No one heard them coming. No warning bell rang. No messenger arrived breathless at the gate. No fire was lit on the distant hills. Only the sound of waves. And then, the screams. By the time the village awoke, the sea had already delivered its curse. Tall shadows moved between the houses. Steel flashed in the firelight. And by dawn, nothing would ever be the same again. This is the night the Vikings came. The village slept the way it always did, quiet, trusting, unaware. Wooden houses stood close together near the shore, their thatched roofs dark under a moonless sky. Hearth fires had burned low hours ago, leaving only the faint scent of smoke in the air. Dogs lay curled near doorways. Fishermen dreamed of calm waters and full nets. Nothing felt wrong. Beyond the shoreline, the sea was still, smooth, silent. Too silent.
Help me, the roof is
Out
collapsing.
where the water met the
village is
darkness,
burning.
shapes
Run for
moved.
your lives.
Long and narrow vessels cut through the waves with unsettling grace. Their hulls rode low, hugging the surface, almost invisible against the night. No lanterns burned, no voices carried across the water. Only the steady rhythm of oars, rising and falling together. The men aboard did not speak. They did not need to. This was not their first raid. Each movement had been rehearsed in memory and muscle. They were Vikings. The keels scraped softly against the sand. Bare feet stepped into the cold water. Shields were lifted, axes adjusted in calloused hands. The warriors moved with speed and discipline, spreading out along the shore like hunters surrounding prey. The village still slept. The sea gave no warning. The first scream shattered the night. A villager, half awake, stepped outside and saw towering figures rushing toward him, helmets catching torchlight, weapons already raised. He barely had time to understand before steel met flesh.
They are burning everything.
Then came the fire. Torches struck rooftops. Flames leapt eagerly from house to house. Smoke flooded the air. Panic erupted as doors burst open and people spilled into the streets, confused and terrified. The stories were real. The monsters had come. The Vikings moved fast. Some kicked in doors, dragging villagers from their beds. Others formed shield walls to block escape routes. Laughter echoed through the chaos, not joy, but something darker. The sound of men who knew fear was on their side. A farmer swung his tool wildly. The blow was clumsy, desperate. The axe answered once, then again. This was not random violence. The Vikings took silver, tools, weapons, anything of value. Strong men were bound with rope. Women and children were pulled away from the fires, their screams swallowed by smoke and confusion. To the villagers, it was cruelty. To the Vikings, it was survival. Their homeland was harsh. Winters were long. Crops failed. Raids were not acts of madness, they were acts of necessity. And fear was the sharpest blade they carried. A small group gathered near the wooden church. They clutched farming tools, knives, anything they could use as weapons. Backs pressed to the sacred walls, they prayed the building would protect them. It did not. The door splintered under axes. Candles fell. Sacred objects shattered on the floor. Smoke filled the space as steel rang against wood. Faith could not stop iron. Some villagers fled into the forest. They did not get far. Warriors followed, relentless and patient. Others hid beneath floorboards, holding their breath as boots passed inches above their heads. Survival came down to silence, darkness, and luck. Many had none of those. As the sky began to lighten, the raid ended. The Vikings regrouped at the shore, dragging captives with them. Longships waited calmly, rocking in the gentle surf. One by one, warriors boarded. Oars dipped into the water. The ships turned toward the horizon. They did not look back. The sun rose over a broken village. Homes smoldered. Bodies lay where they had fallen. Survivors emerged slowly, calling names that would never be answered. Parents searched for children. Children searched for parents. The sea shimmered peacefully, as if nothing had happened. The Vikings were gone, but fear stayed. From that night on, the village never slept the same way again. Lookouts watched the horizon. Fires were kept ready. Children grew up hearing whispered warnings. Listen to the sea. Watch the horizon. Fear the longships. And across Europe, this night would repeat itself. Again, and again, and again.